Hello, Matilda. This is the second part. This is part B of The Tale of Mrs. Twiggy Winkle. I'm reading this for you. There was a nice hot singy smell, and at the table, with an iron in her hand, stood a very stout, short person staring anxiously at Lucy. Her print gown was tucked up, and she was wearing a large apron over her striped petticoat. There she is there. Her little black nose went sniffle, 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 and her eyes went twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Underneath her cap, where Lucy had yellow curls, that little person had prickles. Wonder what she was. There she is there. "Who are you?" said Lucy. "Have you seen my pocket handkerchief?" The little person made a bob curtsy. "Oh yes, if you please, ma'am. My name is Mrs. Twiggy Winkle." "Oh yes, if you please, ma'am. I'm an excellent clear starcher. This is a very old-fashioned book. People did ironing with starch. Some people still do." And she took something out of a clothes basket and spread it on the ironing blanket. "What's that thing?" said Lucy. "That's not my pocket handkerchief." "Oh no, that's a little scarlet waistcoat belonging to Cock Robin." And she ironed it and folded it and put it on one side. She's ironing up at the top. Then she took something else off a clothes horse. "That isn't my pinny," said Lucy. "Oh no, that's a damask tablecloth belonging to Jenny Wren, the bird. Look how it's stained with currant wine. It's very bad to wash," said Mrs. Twiggy Winkle. Mrs. Twiggy Winkle's nose went sniffle, 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 snuffle, and her eyes went twinkle, twinkle, and she fetched another hot iron from the fire. This is how they used to iron in the old days, Matilda. "There's one of my pocket hankins," cried Lucy, "and there's my pinny." Mrs. Twiggy Winkle ironed it and goffered it, what that means, and shook out the frills. "Oh, that is lovely," said Lucy. She found some of her things. "And what are those long yellow things with fingers like gloves?" "Oh, that's a pair of stockings belonging to Sally Hennypenny. Look how she's worn the heels out with scratching in the yard. She'll very soon go barefoot," said Mrs. Twiggy Winkle. "Why, there's another handkersniff, but it isn't mine, it's red." "Oh, no, if you please, that one belongs to old Mrs. Rabbit, and it did so smell of onions. I've had to wash it separately. I can't get out the smell." "There's another one of mine," said Lucy. "What are those funny little white things?" "That's a pair of mittens belonging to Tabby Kitten. I only have to iron them. She washes them herself." There's my last pocket handkerchief," said Lucy. "And what are you dipping into the basin of starch?" "They're little dicky shirt fronts belonging to Tom Titmus, most terrible particular. And now I've finished my ironing. I'm going to air some clothes." "What are those dear soft little fluffy things?" said Lucy. "Oh, they're those woolly coats belonging to the little lambs of Skelgill. Will their jackets take off?" said Lucy. "Oh yes, and if you please, look at the sheep mark on the shoulder." And here's one marked for Gatesgith, and 3 that come from Littletown. They're always marked at washing," said Mrs. Twiggy Winkle. And that's part B of the story, Matilda. And now we'll have part C. We'll see you very soon.